welcome to stage 2 of InitConference, the cooler one. And please welcome our guest from Romania, Catalin Gheorghiu. Yeah, I said it right.
Yeah. Ooh, someplace there. Thank you.
If you're new to machine learning, he promised to speak about some cool stuff involving maybe porn. I don't know.
No, unfortunately not. Next time.
Anyway, the stage is yours.
Thank you. As a question, do you want to do this presentation in English, or we can try yours? It's your call. Let's put it this way. For me, none of the language is my mother tongue. So, na vašim ili na engleskom? Smo snimili, ja bi da ti kažem isti polni organ. Okay, once again, is somebody here who do not understand Serbian, Bosnian, Croatian, whatever is the language name? Yeah, so, unfortunately, you can blame them, and yeah, I've seen you. You'll get some rewards afterwards. This means that we'll do this presentation in English. So, we have the slides. Not that much. How they say when you start a presentation, you need to introduce yourself. Why the hell I'm here? Not to talk about porn. Unfortunately, even in porn, artificial intelligence, cognitive services, computer vision, it's pretty big. I'm here. Okay, I'm first coming from Romania, and let's try to get things flowing and get you the rewards. If you are thinking about Romanians, do you think of them like, let's say, hardworking? Aha, okay. Da, ovde kopamo. Pa leni i korumpirani. To znači da ja ću vam da dam čokoladice i vi ćete raditi predavanje. I posle, and because you are the one that everybody will gonna heard about English hate, I will give you some chocolates. So, I'm coming from Romania, and we are doing there IoT a lot, because we have a lot of manufacturing, and in the manufacturing, the plant manager are really curious what the hell are doing that Romanians up there. So, they want to see what's happening in the production. They want to see a lot of what's happening there. And also, let's put it this way, Romanians are not the German workers. And this is the story about one of the production story that we encountered. Okay, so I am solution architect at a company in Romania. We're doing IoT. From the year 2011, each year Microsoft awarded me the title of Most Valuable Professional. My categories are Windows Development and Azure. I'm a double awardee. And also, from this year, I'm Intel Software Innovator. They do not have a logo. We are going to talk about some Intel hardware. Remember, for chocolates. So, let's see. And that's that. This is that concerning about slides. I made my mea culpa. I did not put fala on this. And let's start with the story. We are in the shop floor. There are some workers that need to put a number of screws on something. And after one time, the plant manager discovered that our Romanian workers are much more powerful than smart. So essentially, they did not put the good screws, they did not put the right screws, they did not put the right number of screws. Okay, for a chocolate, any idea how to solve this problem? How to check them? Any ideas? Any ideas are good. Have a lot of chocolates. First idea. Okay, but still.
I don't know, put some QA process in place?
Yeah, QA process, but how? Hire somebody who barely needs to know how to write and number the stuff and look on the microscope. This is one idea. Okay, you can get something technological, because they said, okay, we try with Romanian workers. Romanian quality process will be not that good, even though it's cheap. So the first idea was to use a weight counter to see how much they weight the screws. Okay, Any of you in electronics, if you have an analog to digital converter, what is you lose? What is the most expensive? No, yes and no. Why I said yes and no? How the stuff is working? You are not in the electronics, I got it. So at each clock cycle, the precision gets better. And if you want very good precision, you need to spend a lot of clock cycles. And these devices do not support high clock rates. So essentially, if you want to get to the last digit, you need to spend a lot of clock cycles. But still, we have tried this. It was nice, was working, but we discovered that there are screws with different steps, but with same weight. So it wasn't good enough. So next we look. We seen that nice advert on Facebook that Pornhub is hiring IE specialists, and I think if Pornhub can use IE, let's try to use ourselves IE. So the idea was let's try to get a camera and to try the number, to try to detect if there are the right screws and the right number. So this is how we started. We said, okay, we do not know anything about it. It's something like sex for teenagers. Again, a lot of sex in this presentation. Everybody is talking about machine learning, artificial intelligence, edge. Let's try to see what's there, and let's try to solve our solution. So we first done a test rig, one of the most complex in the world, and you're going to see it. Anyhow, there is, let's say, something to observe in this hardware, which you're going to see. This is our test rig. It's highly complex. So pass it around. It's a Raspberry Pi with the Raspberry Pi camera, a network board, and this is it. So we say, let's try to see how we're going to do all these, compare the methods, and pick the best one. First, let's get rid of the presentation, because besides the link, the presentation will be someplace online. There is nothing interesting anymore on it. So we'll get back here. We'll take a second to monitor to see it. First, we need to understand what are the terms. There are some terms in computer vision. What we are doing is computer vision. Still, we do not have it. Windows P. Come on. Up to now, any questions? No. How do you like this conference? I believe this is great. It's not my first time in Banja Luka, but okay, this is absolutely great. Let's get duplicate. A second. So from the stuff we look on the net, we discovered this website. Okay, we'll get back to this website later. You have the link. What is nice here, it's they have a very good explanation. So if you have a single object, we need to classify it. We need to know what it is and where it is. And we have multiple objects. We need to detect the objects in the picture. And also where it is, it's called segmentation. These are the 4 terms that you're going to meet quite a lot in the computer vision stuff. Okay, the algorithm behind that we use each and every time was TensorFlow. TensorFlow, it's an algorithm from Microsoft. No, Microsoft, sorry. Sorry, Google, sorry, did not hear that. So it's from Google. It's open source, and you can get it. It has its own Wikipedia page. It's open source. Again, you have the algorithm. You need to train it. And then, okay, we'll get back to that. There are something like 8 steps you need to do to all this. This was still a leap of faith. We did not know that we can achieve that with the hardware that we have in mind. But we got the validation from, let's say, up north. We have chocolates. As a question, on which pole the penguins are living? North Pole, South Pole, or the both poles? South Pole, who was? Yeah. Sorry. Without glasses, I'm a very bad shot. It's the South Pole. What is doing this platform? This is a company from Slovenia, our neighbors, somehow. Not that far. So they have a Raspberry Pi in this box. And the Raspberry Pi wake up every day for something like 5 seconds, takes a picture, counts the penguins, and send it over to a LoRaWAN network of satellites. Do you know what LoRa it is? Besides a girl. My son had a girlfriend, Laura. And he always liked a presentation about Laura. You know what's LoRaWAN? Yeah, I give you a chocolate and you talk now. So yeah, let's put it this way. My wife is not complaining that I have that bad aim. So tell us what's Yeah, a low-power network for Internet of Things. It's a combination between an access point and a cellular network. It's something that you can put in you go to your grandfather or grandmother home, or both of them if they're living still together. So you put in the yard a LoRaWAN access point, and you have coverage. It's not great speed. You won't have any porn streaming, for example, but you'll have some data going around, and it works for years and years and years. And they also made a satellite network. There are small satellites that have access points with this. Again, open source, whatever. There is also some money to be done. Let's say in our country, one of the mobile operators, Orange, it's investing highly in these LoRaWAN networks. Yeah. So I do not know about the situation here, unfortunately. So they did this solution. Everything was off the shelf. The hardware configuration, it's pretty much that you see there. It's a Raspberry Pi, the vanilla version. It's an SD card, the kind that we have. And they did some tricks not to wear thermally, because the environment is very bad. They said, okay, the SD card won't survive writing. We are doing only read-only. But still, as an idea, it was a validation for us. So we understood this, so let's get started. First idea, I said, okay, we have the bare-bone Raspberry Pi. Still, this is a platform for comparison. I believe that you can find places if you won't. There is a platform to compare. We get the same hardware, let's see the same results, the same price. So the first idea, it was rule of the thumb, let's try what we have in the box. So you can run on Raspbian directly TensorFlow. So you get the stuff, you get the model, you can run it. Again, we discovered this link, we try all the steps, like in, let's say, Romanians, not the brightest in the world, trying to earn some money. And we did the detection. We needed an additional, algorithm. That was for numbering. So that will be later. Now somebody's taking picture. Let bribe him. Take a chocolate. I want to look something like Leonardo DiCaprio or better. Here we had two problems. We needed to detect the objects. So that was on the first, getting on the first page. This is the term. We need to do the detection, but also need to count them. It wasn't enough. And there is a library which it's absolutely universal that we use on everything, that after you get the results from the TensorFlow algorithm, it did the counting. Okay, when I'm talking about machine learning, it's something like this. What do you believe that you get from the algorithm? You get, let's say, now I did tell you that we do not get the number. You get, let's say, I have this object, or you have a probability, or you have, what do you get back? I will tell you that it's an XML file, and you get there probability, yes, louder. Let's get rid of the chocolates. Yeah, you get a probability. I've seen this object with the probability of that. It's again, rule of the thumb. you never get in this kind of something certain. You need to work with probabilities. Don't expect it will tell you that, yes, your, I do not know which is the local football team will win the championship. No, we'll tell you it's a 5 or 50 or 80% chance of doing that. So never get that into. Okay, so we try to run directly on Raspbian TensorFlow. Okay, we're talking, we are in our journey. A question, what the hell is edge? This is an edge. I believe that if I jump, will be a minor earthquake in Banja Luka. Yet still, what the people are calling edge? Until I get a sip of water. I hope they won't hear it on the speaker's phone. Okay, nobody wants chocolate. Do you want chocolate? What's edge? Okay, you get the chocolate. No, no problem. So, one stuff. Almost, I have for a chocolate the question. You see this camera. What you can tell about this demo rig? Looking at the camera. You all look at it at least. Okay, I will tell you. It still has the plastic on it, so it's a copy of our demo rig. This camera was never used. And as a rule of the thumb, all this Raspberry Pi camera for machine learning and stuff like this, it's better than a USB camera, even though the resolution on paper look better. So, also you can do it to finish the idea, what's edge? Sometimes you want to do all this processing not on the cloud, to do it near. Why that? Reason of security. It's our case, because in manufacturing processes that we are working, we are not allowed to go out. Why? Because they are Germans. Not a lot of imagination. And with Romanian worker, it's a recipe. You still have fun places, someplace. It's a recipe for disaster because they had the work accidents and stuff like this, and they want to, ensure that it's not external interference in that. And okay, we'll say, yeah, it's not doable, does not happen. I've seen it myself. We did only a shortcut in a robot, and the robot hand hit the wall. We've seen parts all over the shop floor. It wasn't nice, let's put it this way. From my army days, I did not dive that quickly. So yeah, the reason is security. The other one, which especially, let's say I hear this excuse from Microsoft. If they ask them how fast is their service, they always said that the transfer is taking the time. And I said, okay, I'm not asking you how much is taking the transfer, this we understood. How much it's taking the service itself. And then they start talking. So if you want to eliminate this, you are running on the edge, you're running on devices, are not running on the cloud. We'll get back to it later. To finish the story with Raspberry Pi, we find, let's say, another link here, which also works on live motion camera. Again, we tried, but we did not interested. Let's put it this way. Our screws did not jump on the tray. Even if it was a Romanian, they're kicking the machine. But still, they did not. We wanted a still camera. So, we try something else, but later. Let's get the steps that we need to do on, because we talk a lot, and we are now absolutely lost. The guy who are in the business, I see somebody here that are doing this, said it's a lot of crap generalities. And let's get all on the same page. What are the steps to run TensorFlow? What the hell is TensorFlow? Okay, we need to have capture images. You need to have something that will annotate the images. Well, I will show you how it's that. This is, let's say, pretty tiresome and consuming stuff. I heard that there are, let's say, Amazon is hiring some people to doing annotation and give you a service. It's somebody human who needs to do that. You maybe do some processing. This you can jump, but you need to train the model. What's that? You have TensorFlow. You can have it on your device, or you can have it in the cloud, and you throw all these images. And at the end, this will give you a model. And afterwards, let's get down. Let's put it this way. You throw at this model the new images, and he will give you back the XMLs with the probabilities. So this is the flow. Again, the part of training, you can do it both on cloud and both on the device. On the Raspberry Pi, let's put it this way, you'll get it to my old age. This is how the annotation process it looks. This is a tool, open source tool, called LabelingMG. That I will need to look into my cheat sheet. Yes, yeah. This is called. So you have all the picture. You need to draw something, and it said what it is. And let's put it this way. It's not the nicest stuff, but it's something you need to do. And now you see the beauty of doing IE at Pornhub. Okay, we said that this is where, well, let's put it this way, we're really too boring to do this. And also my problem, I have a very poor eyesight. You see that at drawing I'm that bad. So we try to get another stuff. And now this is, let's say, the only demo that we're gonna do today. We'll try to get a shortcut to use another tool of image labeling. I'm not gonna show you to the end, from Microsoft, which is a shortcut. And this will be the live demo. Again, full disclosure. When we're doing this presentation, we're still fighting to get a nice demo without being boring. Because to show you labeling images, it's very nice. You can get bored to hell. Waiting until the model is trained, it's again very good show. Yes, I can do, let's say, karaoke here until it trains. And afterwards, recognizing, the idea was to recognize chocolates, how many, and count them. And at the end, it's something like 5 and 10 seconds of recognizing. So, yeah, we were struggling to get on this. So, there is something called cognitive services from Microsoft, Cognitive Vision. You get the link. I can tell you exactly what it is. You need an Azure account. Again, an Azure account, let's get you started. You can get an Azure account. How much it's gonna cost you, if you have any? Who was with this? Zero. Okay. Zero. What's the catch? Microsoft is giving you $200 of free Azure credits for 1 month or until you run up the credit. The only catch in any country, it's on some countries they ask you for the credit card. They will do a transaction of $1 or €1. They will take it and put it back. You are not charged. You are never charged without your authorization. You can do whatever you want until you run off the credit or the run of the month. After the run of the month, most of the services will remain dormant for 1 year or something. Okay, if you're running out of credit, you are asked, you're out of credit. Should we use the credit card? It's not automatically. And you say, no, whatever. You need just an email account. In my case, my email account is from Gmail. So we're going to connect there. And I'm going to talk about, sign out. Still, there is a time for question until I sip some water. No question. I bored you to death. Yeah. Okay, tell us.
Let's sit on the edge and answer some machine learning questions.
Okay.
Come to the edge.
I do not need to jump. Okay.
First of all, do I get the chocolate or what?
Yeah, of course. That was, let's put it this way. Let's get the interesting stuff here. You get the chocolate. Of course.
Thank you. And we have one question, so please feel free to ask some more machine learning related questions, not chocolate related questions. So, do you think when we were solving CAPTCHA images on web to confirm we are not robots, we are actually feeding data to machine learning algorithm training?
Yeah, of course. There is one service who is doing that. It's doing labeling and yeah, and why not? Also, they did it for a part of street numbers on all the email, not glass numbers. Yeah, sometimes you do it. Because this is the pain point, image labeling. This is something that you need to do still manually. And label image, it's an open source tool, but only the Germans will say that this is a good feature. Because, okay, it's open source, I like it, but besides that, it's a dreadful tool to use.
Please ask some more questions, or I get diabetes.
Okay, she wants more reprises of, more batches of questions because she will get chocolates. So, let's, if I log in.
Do you mind training robots by clicking cars or pictures?
This is, they are using on this demo at the start, they are recognizing cars, moving cars. And I will tell you at the end what it is this library. This library we did not try, but at the end, let's do our cognitive services. We are someplace like here.
Okay, we have two more questions.
Say, shoot.
What are the advantages of Azure versus Google and Amazon Web Services?
This is quite general. Okay, but I like this. I like this question because I can also fill time. Imagine IoT solution. I won't say cloud solution because in cloud solution, I'm training them. I'm not. Let's put it this way. Do it that much for money because our customers. Imagine them like Lego boxes. You have several manufacturers with huge Lego boxes. And you have, you know, on the box, you have a picture. This is what I want to see. You can do that. And also, if you see Luca Kladaric, he's a very great in Lego. You should ask him. If you're in Lego, he is the man to talk with. You can do whatever your imagination tell you to do with which is in the box. Not only the picture on the box, but also you can mix and match it. It's the same with IoT solution. Whatever is best for your customer, your solution. Because, okay, all the services up to now, they are trying to run on parity. Parity on price, parity on functionality. But, okay, some they have an edge on something, and some they have an edge on something else. So, whatever it's good for your customer and for your solution.
May I ask another one?
Yeah, always.
Anonymous asking, have you considered some unsupervised techniques for image labeling?
Yeah, I said exist this kind of unsupervised techniques. They are not that, let's say, well known and well used. Here I want to this account.
We know all of your accounts.
Yeah. I need to have a lot of them, unfortunately. But this is the one with the credits. Custom vision. Okay, so let's get to the custom vision. This is how the anyhow. This is it's not an unsupervised learning. This is better labeling. You have better tools of this, and we will do here an account. It's not that you see. Again, it's not complex. We learn something. So we'll do a new project. So we say init. So let's be okay. Init 2019. Okay, so create new. Init resource, a subscription, pay as you go, create new. And now a question, what's a resource group? Okay, let's, yes? So, init.rg, you have it here, create resource. What's a resource group? Okay, you are on your free, on your business Azure account. And you are trying to make a demo for a customer. And you do a lot of stuff. And you discover at the end of the month, I'm talking like a freelancer, you have a lot of expenses in Azure. And you start hunting which resources are taking you money. There are some resources that created using money already. So the idea is to have a resource group. Resource group, if you delete the resource group, all the resources attached to it, they are also deleted. So you do not have orphaned resources. So this is why a resource group will help you do stuff. You are able to, do not know what he's telling me. Pay as you go, init resource, create project, whatever. So here when you create a project, you need to say, here we want to do what we want to do. Going back here, we need to do object detection. So getting back to that. No, here. You want to do object detection, and we put a general domain. And we have, they can use different platform models. We're going to use the common one, basic, and create the project. When you create the project, here you can upload the images, and here you have a tool for labeling. Again, the TensorFlow model that you get from here in the cloud, you can use it back on the Raspberry Pi. Usually, almost all the models, they do not need an additional step. There are a couple of cases. There is a version of TensorFlow Lite, which needs the processing. And we talk again later about one hardware company, which they has a hardware. And then you need to use something called OpenWino. Essentially, this was the demo. Here you need to add the images, and you'll have the tool, and then you can search the tag. You have, let's say, a nicer, in my point of view, way of doing labeling. So, we are getting to IoT Edge. We talked before that we have Edge, we have advantages. What in the earth is Azure IoT Edge? Any idea? Anybody heard about Azure IoT Edge? Okay, so continuing the story, getting back. Microsoft said that, okay, all the services are very nice and very fast and whatever, and they want to hit the communication. So I said, what if we move part of our frontline services to, in the Docker containers down on the devices? And I said, okay, nice. Let's see it do it. If you want to connect to Azure Cloud by IoT, you'll use Azure IoT Hub. This is the most common. And there, yes, you need Azure IoT Hub. You need something to enable communication between containers, and then you can have additional containers running the logic. Or whatever. You can have cognitive services, you can have whatever, machine learning container. You have a bunch of containers running. A question, how do you believe this is working on Raspberry Pi? Yes or no? Yes, who was with? Please pray. So yeah, it's working. With the caveat, it's work on Raspberry Pi on Raspbian. It does not work on Raspberry Pi on Windows IoT Core because there is a problem with the support of 64 bits container. But it works also on IoT Core on better, let's say, more powerful platforms. I believe that even in Banja Luka, I've shown you I'm not sure. I had a presentation running IoT Edge on Minnow board. It's a Raspberry Pi class, but it's a bit expensive, something like $10 or $15 more. And it's not that well known. So yes, you can run. Again, how about sizes? How big do you believe it's an IoT optimized container? Any ideas? It's in gigabyte size? Okay, yeah, you'll be in the first, but you are, it's optimized. Now we're talking 300 megabytes or something. So, the first Microsoft scenario, it was in oil drilling. So we have each drill will get the model, we'll get the container, we'll do predictive maintenance in that model. And when they are connected, they will send also the data up to the cloud to retrain the model and send back the new model. Okay, the first stuff was you need to go with the stick, because over the spotty Alaskan internet connection, or let's say Romanian, or let's say Bosnian internet connection, won't be that nice. As a question, what is the minimal size of the containers you need to put on the machine, on the IoT device? I told you before, you need how many containers? So you need IoT hub for sure. You need that, I call it orchestration. It's the one that do the communication, and you need your payload. So at least 3, this is 1 gigabyte. So it's not always, let's say, practical to do this by internet. Also, as edge device, you can use whatever. You can use even your PC. Yes, you can run it on very small hardware. And anyhow, the problem, as a question, and to understand a bit the problem, why in the earth you cannot connect easily and nicely Arduino directly to Azure Cloud? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can do a hack. How to say? Microsoft is secure. The communication is... No, it's secure, unfortunately. I did not see you. I'll throw you chocolate, but in that part, I really do not see you because of the light. So, yeah. Now the communication is secure, and it's not able to run the cryptographics in good speed. So, also, this is another advantage of the edge. So, getting back to the architecture, yes, we are having something that we have in the cloud that can also retrain the model up there, and you have it down there on the device. Yes, there is similar, I can debug it, we even can redeploy all the machines. It's very easy for somebody coming from the PC world to do this. You have here all the steps, it works. It works also on small hardware, surprisingly small. And it works decently. It's also one way of doing it. So, yes, you can do it on also on Raspberry Pi 3. And really it's Edge, but it's Raspbian. Do not ask me about support of IoT Core on Raspberry Pi 4 or something like this. I do not have, and even if I have the answer, I cannot tell you. And then we go to a company, okay, this hardware. Hardware made by which company? Louder? Intel. Who was with Intel? Yeah, it's Intel. Another question for chocolates, because I need to get rid of them, I do not want to. In which town developed this? You can guess it. Let's put it this way, I'm from Timișoara. In which town this is developed?
Do we have time for some more questions, since there are 3 more?
I don't understand, sorry.
Would you answer some more questions, please?
Just a second to finish that.
Okay.
And okay, so this is made in my hometown. It was a startup that was bought by Intel. What they are doing, they are running the models on specialized hardware. This is this neural stick. This is something like a raspberry, not a raspberry, a stick. It's a compute stick they have inside neural networks. What's another advantage? They can be run in parallel. Okay, some other problems and stuff. You need to translate the model through OpenVino. This is a tool from Intel. Okay, it has a price, but really it works. It's specialized, done for this. And also it shows that you can be in the back of the world, and if you are doing a good product, you'll get by. Also, they are hiring. If you are interested in move to Timișoara and you are doing computer vision. So we try also this. With this, unfortunately, I wasn't able, even as an Intel software innovator, even knowing the owner of this part of the company now, I wasn't able to get a device. But we have, let's say, hubs on which you can try them. They give to startup hubs and stuff, and you go there and you try them. So we're able to do also our magic on this. And yeah, at the end, I'm going to show the graphicons. And now, shoot the question, please. Okay, I'll give you a chocolate. That was your... You get a chocolate, I get questions.
Okay, one more. I guess that's how much time we have. And please correct me if you answered this one in the meantime. How would you optimize existing TensorFlow Lite model to run smoothly on Raspberry with more FPS? Ever tried fitting mask RCNN to
No. Let's put it this way. We just use it. If it was too slow, we will pick something else. We have a problem, had a mission. We had a business issue and wanted to solve it easily. In the message for us, it's, look, you do not need to be an absolute scientist to do stuff, and to do some stuff that is useful. And okay, to do some roundup until we have these are the results. This is from another website. They did essentially the same stuff, but they have better graphicons, and also they've tried the stuff from NVIDIA. And essentially, if you do not kill myself in the process, if you have throw more money, you get better results. Let's say Intel Movideo stick, it's something like $150. We get wonderful results with it. But the question is if it's worth it. And also if FPS and discussion like this. And at the end, what we have used a PC. Because we have, okay, say, and we run it, the model in C# with a library from the C# library. We train the model on the cloud, and we run it on the PC. And we got the solution. We are on the accuracy of something like 95%. So this is essentially the story. If you have more questions, we have something like 2 minutes.